Hadouken!
Welcome to the Know. I'm John Reisinger.
I'm Adam Ellis. I got excited.
You did. I said welcome and you were ready to say your name right away. Give me a second, Adam. Hey, what do you do if you've already nickel and dime gamers when they bought your game in the first place? If you're Activision, you go ahead and nickel and dime them all over again with DLC.
After taking some heat about the pricing structure of Modern Warfare Remastered, the $20 downloadable game could only be purchased in addition to last year's Infinite Warfare. The game's players now feel like they've been caught in another gotcha, because the upcoming Modern Warfare Remastered DLC actually costs more than the same DLC cost when the game first came out.
So, it's paid DLC for the paid DLC. That's a thing. This is like Inception levels of nickel and diming. This news comes from Modern Warfare Remastered's Variety Map Pack DLC, which got its official unveiling yesterday, along with a teaser for the maps.
Anyone familiar with Modern Warfare will know that it includes the same maps that were released as post-launch DLC for the game the first time around, back in 2008. Creek, Broadcast, Chinatown, and Kill House. Unlike what you'd expect when you purchase a remastered game, since remastered games typically include all post-launch content as part of the purchase. These new maps aren't actually free.
They're not even free if you purchase the Season Pass content included in the ridiculous $120 Legacy Pro edition of Infinite Warfare. According to...
That's such a good name. Legacy Pro Elite Super Gamer.
The way you can't say super... according to... hopefully that episode will come after so people know that I'm referencing the super thing with King. Who fucking cares? According to Call of Duty fan site Charlie Intel, Activision considers the Season Pass to apply only to Infinite Warfare itself, and not Modern Warfare Remastered. That Season Pass already costs $50, by the way.
All this might be enough for some gamers to swallow, except that the Variety Map Pack will cost more than it did 9 years ago. When the Variety Map Pack first dropped in 2008, the maps cost $10. In 2017, they now cost $15.
It's just inflation, right? As you can imagine, players aren't too happy at all about this. The teaser trailer on YouTube is getting dislike bombed. In the business, we call that the Call of Duty treatment now, with nearly 7,000 dislikes and climbing versus 1,700 likes.
As you can imagine, comments from players aren't very kind, whether or not they had already dropped money on that now useless Season Pass. Commenter Liam Jones wrote, "Halo Remastered didn't make me pay for DLC for a remastered game, and that included more than one game. This is stingy and pathetic. Bring on the next COD already."
Uber Panzerhound said, DLC for a remaster of a game that's already DLC for another game, and you can pre-order it. These really are trying times for the games industry.
And the same goes for Reddit, where the rage is just as real. Just for a quick sample, Redditor Ace Dynamic Hero wrote, "Fucking incredible that they have the balls to slap everyone in the face with their big money-grubbing DL cocks, and it's still gonna work out for them. This shit will sell because of piggybacking off the nostalgia and genuinely fun game of Call of Duty 4.
Jess sums it up. Meanwhile, user Dagla asked, how excited do you think the two people are who play the Windows Store version every day? Sick burn.
Now you might be saying to yourself, that's just an extra $5 from the original DLC price. What's the big deal? But there are a lot of factors here, many of which have already been trying the patience of Modern Warfare fans.
A lot of that has to do with the fact that to even play Modern Warfare Remastered, players had to shell out $80 in the first place, since you could only purchase it with Infinite Warfare's Legacy Edition. Back when Activision first made the announcement that there would be no standalone version of Modern Warfare Remastered, players were understandably upset.
And even if you were fine purchasing Infinite Warfare, which turned out to be an okay game in terms of critical reception, it was later discovered that even though Modern Warfare Remastered is a downloadable title, it can't run unless you have the Infinite Warfare disc in your system, which means that you can't ever sell Infinite Warfare if you want to keep playing a separate $20 game that you purchased, or $80 game depending on how you look at it. Probably more like $80 game.
That's shady. But that's not the end of the problems that Activision has run into with Modern Warfare Remastered's already rocky history, because they've also filled the game with microtransactions. Back in December, the publisher introduced Call of Duty's somewhat controversial supply drops into the game. Supply drops contain cosmetic items, but they also contain the parts needed to craft gear, which can take a long time to do without spending money.
There's nothing more nostalgic than adding microtransactions to your favorite classic game. Press X to spend!
You can buy mushrooms for Mario. Beyond all those complaints already associated with Activision's nostalgia abuse, there's also the other matter, that charging for the Variety Map Pack is going to split that already dwindling player base, which doesn't seem like a smart move. At the moment, Modern Warfare Remastered averages around 800 players a day at its peak.
But hey, if you want to spend $5 more for the DLC that's already been released and probably should have been included with the purchase of the game, go ahead, it's your money. You can play with a handful of people who decide to do the same.
Just keep playing the same game over and over again with the same people. To be clear, there's nothing wrong with a company charging for DLC. It happens all the time, and for many, it's a necessity so that they can continue supporting their players. But there's definitely something different about releasing DLC that's already been released for even more money the second time around, or charging money at all.
So far, just about every remaster we've seen this generation has released with all of the game's DLC, in addition to the game itself. That's been the case for Skyrim, Gears of War, Nathan Drake Collection, Master Chief Collection, Return to Arkham, Borderlands Handsome Collection, The Last of Us Remastered, Metro Redux, Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin, BioShock the Collection, and most of those games included multiple games.
Considering the downward turn of sales for Call of Duty Infinite Warfare last year, it's hard not to wonder if this is a move to drive some revenue that they were expected to make from the initial release. While Infinite Warfare did respectable compared to any other games on the market, it definitely underperformed for a Call of Duty title, which Activision admitted in its most recent earnings call.
If you're a video game company worried about sales, you generally don't start charging people more money. You usually do the opposite. That's why you see Titanfall 2 going the route of free DLC maps for its multiplayer, and Ubisoft announced this week that the Division's next 2 expansions are going to be free as well, in order to re-engage players.
But if we've seen anything from Activision so far, it looks like they're going to keep doubling down on this business model. What do you guys think of Modern Warfare Remastered's DLC situation? Please let us know in the comments.
For future updates on the out-of-control DLC schemes, like this video and subscribe to The Know for $5 more. For the game back around what am I reading?
You got this.
The same maps that were released as
You just like jumped down a line is what you did.
Okay. After taking some heat about fucking muff or fluff. Fluff.
Fucking muff.
Muff. After taking some heat about the fucking